Hey, what's going on everyone? It's me, revolverplayer here, and today we're going to be discussing probably one of the lesser known facts about the Beatles, specifically their nightmarish dentist experience. Just a little bit of a warning, this is a very mature theme, so if you're under the age of 15, you might want to click off of this video. Also do keep in mind, this is decades old information. Alright, if you're still here, then that means you're good and ready to go, and so without further delay, let's jump right in. The Beatles, in their rise to fame, had the look and mannerisms of boys next door to many. But as their popularity grew, the Beatles themselves needed to be maintained and taken care of. The Fab Four and their partners, or at least John Lennon and George Harrison, used Dr. John Riley's services for personal use. But unfortunately, there may have been something sinister going on. Evidence points to a critically acclaimed and authoritative book on the group called 1234 The Beatles in Time by Craig Brown. According to Brown's book, half of the Fab Four first experimented with LSD against their will at a dinner party hosted by Dr. Riley and his girlfriend, Sydney. Riley, a Harley Street dentist known for his work with high-profile clients, treated all four members of the legendary band during the early 1960s. According to Pattie Boyd, George Harrison's ex-wife, Riley routinely administered intravenous Valium, often knocking his patients out regardless of the procedure's complexity. Boyd described the situation as sinister, raising suspicions that Riley may have been taking advantage of his unconscious patients. She recounted witnessing Riley attempting to revive George with slaps to his face after a heavy dose of tranquilizers. No one questioned it, Boyd said. We would wake up not knowing what he had done. Riley's reputation as the Beatles' wicked dentist stems not only from these allegations, but also from an incident where he allegedly spiked Lennon, Harrison, and their partners with LSD without their consent. Harrison later speculated that Riley's motives were deeply inappropriate. Brown adds in his book, in April 1965, Riley and his girlfriend Sydney, whose job was to hire the bunny girls for the Playboy Club, invited John Lennon and his wife Cynthia, along with George and Pattie, over for dinner at his home in Bayswater in April 1965. We had a lovely meal, plenty to drink, Pattie recalled. As dinner came to an end, George and Pattie got up to leave, explaining they were off to see Claus Vorman and his new back playing at the Pickwick Club, just off Leicester Square. As Pattie remembers it, Sydney then said, "You haven't had any coffee yet. I've made it, and it's delicious." So they sat down and drank their coffee. Then John made another move to leave, explaining that Claus was due on soon. "You can't leave," said Riley. "What are you talking about?" asked Lennon. "You've just taken LSD." "No, we haven't," Lennon protested. "Yes, you have. It was in the coffee," said Riley. Boyd then said Lennon yelled at Riley, "How dare you effing do this to us?" Harrison, Boyd, Lennon, and Cynthia fled in Boyd's Mini after refusing Riley's offer to drive them home when they insisted on leaving. Riley followed them to the night spot, and Boyd and the others started to see visions of him as a pig. Boyd added, "People kept recognizing George and coming up to him. They were moving in and out of focus, then looked like animals." A fun fact, this LSD trip was the primary inspiration for their later album Revolver, which told a more psychedelic and mature theme as opposed to their earlier albums such as A Hard Day's Night and Help. The four moved on to the Ad-Lib Club at Leicester Place, where they bumped into Mick Jagger, Marianne Faithfull, and Ringo Starr. Boyd added, "John told them we'd been spiked. The effect of the drug was getting stronger and stronger, and we were all in hysterics and crazy. When we sat down, the table elongated. The hallucinogen took over 8 hours to wear off, and Cynthia told the others she sat up all night petrified over her hallucinations of walls moving and plants talking, with people looking like ghouls drifting in front of her eyes." Craig Brown wrote saying, "George and Pattie vowed never again to visit Riley. No one wants a groovy dentist any more than they want a butter-fingered brain surgeon." Riley was first named as the Beatles' wicked dentist in the book The Fab Four, The Gospel According to the Beatles, released in 2006 by author Steve Turner. The book only mentioned the spiking incident. Riley died in a car crash in 1986, but the disturbing stories surrounding him persist. While Brown's book offers no definitive proof of the allegations, the resurfaced claims have reignited discussions about the dark and complex aspects of the Beatles' rise to fame. Thank you all so much for watching this episode of History with Revolver Player. I hope you all did enjoy, of course. I got some more coming at you guys very soon. We have one more coming at the end of the month here. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you like and subscribe maybe. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.